Hi, and welcome back to Biz Dev Weekly, the business development show. And I'm here with Chris Hamilton from salestopday.com. Thanks for joining us, Chris.
Thanks for having me, Kirsten.
So at the core of business development is a strategy that a lot of companies don't really realize or even leverage, and that's the idea of co-op money. And getting it and leveraging that whole angle in order to promote yourself and promote your business. Chris, you brought this point up in a conversation with me last night, and I think it needs to be addressed here. So Chris, maybe you can highlight some of the benefits and how to go after that.
Sure. First of all, Chris, I want to talk about co-op money and how it kind of applies. And it's funny because companies don't leverage the co-op money as much as they should. So let's take, for example, I'll use a client of ours, Eisenberg's Fine Furniture here in Calgary. And, Eisenberg's wants to send some information or postcards out. And they go to some of their suppliers of the wonderful furniture that they have. And they say to these suppliers, hey, we want to do this sort of marketing. Do you have any funds available for us to offset the costs or take care of this? And in most cases, all these guys will be like, sure, we'll help you with that sort of stuff. What is it you're going to do? And they'll have some input on what it looks like and what it's going to be. But in the case of what we do with the Eisenbergs, for example, is we create postcards and we send them out to people who have just recently either sold their house or purchased a house. Because in most cases, people will be looking for furniture. And so they go to their suppliers, and their suppliers will actually either fund a portion of the marketing initiative or all of the marketing initiative. And I've had other clients in the past, Clearview Plumbing, for example, that has gone through one of their air conditioning suppliers that would supply money to do a mass mailer out as well. You can get stuff from TV spots, for radio spots, anything that's marketing related. And the interesting thing is that in a lot of cases, your suppliers of products, they have a budget for this stuff, but they don't really let people know that it exists. And the only way to find it is to actually ask for it. So my recommendation is that if you are looking to do a marketing program, go and hit up several of your vendors that you may have, and they will help you offset that cost or even take care of that whole cost. And they can even throw extras in on top of it. I mean, this is stuff that we work with companies on all the time. So, I mean, if you need some guidance on that, you can obviously contact us about this. But it is hands down one of the easiest ways to access funds to actually do marketing. And I would recommend anyone take a look at that.
Oh, Chris, how difficult is it to actually achieve? And do you actually have to pitch? Or do you have to have a track record of successful marketing campaigns in order to be able to get that money? Is that a difficult process?
It's a yes and no question, right? I mean, I think, Kirsten, what you have to do is you have to show that you're going to spend money wisely and that you know what you're doing and stuff. You can't just take money and burn it and not have any results for that sort of stuff. But in that case, you also have to put yourself in the shoes of the suppliers. I mean, they're trying to get their name out to people in so that they can get their products sold too. So, is it tough to get? No. Do you have to jump through hoops sometimes? Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? In most cases, because of the fact that no one ever asked for it because they don't know it exists, it's pretty easy to access.
And what's a reasonable percentage? I mean, obviously it's shared risk, right? But what's a reasonable percentage typically that you would find in a co-op advertising scenario? I mean, is it 50-50?
It really, you know what, Kirsten? It depends. It really does depend. Sometimes it'll be very low. Sometimes it'll be very high. My suggestion on that one, once again, ask for as much as you can on that one and try to get as much as you can get out of it. So.
Great tips. Thanks again for sharing those, Chris, and giving us some examples of real world scenarios where co-op advertising has been successful.
Great. Thank you, Kirsten. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Check out salestipaday.com. Chris Hamilton, his sales and marketing blog for daily sales and marketing tips. If you're also looking for immediate assistance with your campaigns, visit newlucid.com for business development consulting. Or if you want to check out more of our episodes, go to bizdevweekly.com. It's the online television show related to business development. Thanks everyone for joining.